Welcome to the official Topical Thursdays, episode number 2, Boys to Nerds. Kevin Lewis, your host. I'm here with Gerald and Mark. We figured we'd dig Mark back up. He's been gone for a while, so we found him like a dinosaur. And so we're here to talk about something that's really been bothering you, Mark. Like we've had, I don't know, how many production meetings for Boys to Nerds now, and you're like, Kevin, when are we going to talk about the underwear?
There's been at least 13 meetings where I came with this idea, and you're like, Mark, shut up. And we need to get to important business.
We finally folded and decided, hey, we'll talk about it. So the big question today for Topical Thursdays, superheroes, you like them, I like them. I like when they save people, things like that. But why do they pick the costumes that they pick? Specifically, why do certain superheroes wear their underoos on the outside? Gerald, to you.
Must be for comfort.
Let me ask you a question, though. Do you think they're wearing underwear on the inside and the outside for double coverage?
Man, that would sound uncomfortable.
Do you think Batman wears a cup?
He should.
Do you think Batman has been punched in the dick before?
Absolutely.
I mean, Superman doesn't matter. He's got a dick of steel. Batman, human dick.
He had to have learned the first time. Like, he got punched in the dick so hard, he was like, I should probably wear a cup.
Wouldn't it be funny if Batman got punched in the dick, but it was actually his sidekick getting punched? Get it? Punched in the dick? No? Okay. Never mind. Anyway, so Batman, he's a big culprit. Now, it depends on what version you're watching. If you're watching the Dark Knight trilogy, some of that kind of stuff, obviously they've cut out the underpants. The most recently, Dawn of Justice. But if you go back and you watch like classic animated series, the Batman, a lot of the comic illustrations, that dude has got some tight ass spandex around his junk.
Really loves yellow underwear.
On the outside. No, the utility belt, Mark. Come on. And then the biggest culprit, I think, is Superman. That guy is always wearing those red tights out. Now I get like the S stands for hope and stuff. Like I get that. Like he has a cape, fine. But what the hell is up with the underpants, man? You're Superman. You're not even from this country / alone this world. Why are you falling into these bad trends that other superheroes are setting up for you?
I got a theory. So all these superheroes, they might have a problem with their bulge, and maybe they're self-conscious. So they wear the underwear on the outside so people don't see it.
So you're implying that they have small packages? Because I would just be unfair to be a billionaire. What does Tony Stark say? Playboy philanthropist that just has a giant.
No, they could have big bulging, whatever, but they're just self-conscious about it. Yeah. They don't want to show.
Do you know what elephantitis is?
To get boners.
Elephant ears, right?
No. So Indiana Jones gets, and there's elephants in an Indiana Jones movie, the second one, right?
Second one.
Yeah, he doesn't wear underwear at all.
No,
I don't even think they had underwear invented back in 1947.
No, it was just pants.
Actually, that was definitely in the 30s. Those movies definitely happened in the 30s.
30s, 40s, and Cold War.
I disagree. I think the first one happened in 1935. Look it up. Which is Temple of Doom. Chronologically, the first one, and then the next two happened in like 38, 39.
Nazis.
Yep, because the Nazis were in there. And then, yes, you were right. Obviously, the garbage one happened in the Cold War. So we have him. Barnacle Boy, Mermaid Man, also guilty. Now, they're a play off of, I think, Batman and Robin from SpongeBob, but they're also very guilty. They also wear sea creatures on their face. And here's a question for you. Why is Patrick the starfish alive, but the starfish that's on Mermaid Man's face not?
Wow.
Patrick killed him.
There can be only one.
That's what happens with dead starfish. They become costume accessories.
They become paraphernalia.
The only other big superhero I can think of, Beast. Now he doesn't necessarily wear a costume. He's naked most of the time. But why does he just wear those little trunks? Why wouldn't he cover himself up? I think Beast's character has been kind of known to be a sophisticated gentleman of sort. And if he's trying to showcase how sophisticated he is, why isn't he wearing any clothes?
Now, the real question we have to ask ourselves, are these Hanes, are these Calvin Kleins, What are these superheroes going with?
Did they make them themselves?
They probably make it themselves. I think Batman can afford his own underwear, or maybe
you know that Batman's not even that rich. Like I looked it up. How much is Batman Bruce Wayne worth? I guess he's only worth like $6 billion, which I realize is a lot of money. But in comparison to like some people that actually exist in like the real world that are worth like $100 billion, and you're like, that's it, Bruce? That's all you got?
Because he spends it all on technology.
Does he though, or does he just steal it from his company?
Ooh.
He's a thief.
I know, he's a thief. And Lucius Fox, that sly devil, just turning the other cheek. He wears underwear too. I bet you every character that we've ever met in comics has worn underwear at least once.
At least
I hope
once.
so.
Except for Mary Jane Watson, that wild girl. Anyway, so Beast, I'm just saying, a lot of blue hair. In the movies that he's been in, they put him in some clothes, understandably. But if you're watching, like, I have a figure. I collect some of the Marvel 3 and 3/4 inch figures. They're about yay big. I know you can't really see it, but it's about 3 and 3/4 inches. And
It's about this big.
it's the classic Beast look, and he's also in the underpants too. So I'm not really sure what that is, but have we forgotten any big superheroes? Probably the biggest of them all. Specifically known for wearing his tighty whities on the outside of his khaki cargo jeans.
Quailman.
And a belt, and it said, Quailman! You've seen Doug. I've seen Doug. Doug's great. Do you like Doug?
I like Doug.
You don't... That doesn't convince me that you
I like
like
Doug.
Doug. Tell me 4 Doug characters' names.
Patty Mayonnaise.
That's one.
There's Skeeter.
What's Skeeter's last name?
I don't know. There's Doug, and then there's a bully, and then there's a dog.
Oh, bully. Now you're just giving me like
There's a
basic
bully with like
description.
the slick back greaser look.
Never heard of him. Roger Klotz. Also
we go.
voiced by Billy West, who also voices
Really?
Doug.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Quailman. I think we can agree that Doug was kind of messed up where he was coming up with all these solutions. So we have Doug, who's reading these comic books, these Batmans, these Supermans, these types of things. And do you think that's what rubbed off on him and why he wanted to wear the underpants on the outside?
To him, that was like the whole superhero thing. Underpants on the outside, cape, you're good.
Let me ask you one more question, though. If they're going through all this underpants, obviously you can't wear the same suit all the time. You get battle worn, sweat. You get a little bit of dirtiness going down there. I don't know about you guys. But, how many packs of these underpants are they buying?
32.
Do you think his mom was onto him when she's like, wow, Douglas, you're going through a lot of underwear?
Maybe he just really liked to show his underwear to people.
Oh, puberty. Spider-Man, he doesn't wear any underwear, right? That's all.
No, it's just
One thing I hate about Spider-Man, and I know people are going to bitch and moan because they're like, Kevin, you hate everything. It's like, nah, shut up. One thing I hate about Spider-Man is the original appearance when he had those goddamn armpit spider webs. Those were stupid. What do you think about those?
I kind of like them. I think I heard that they might do that in the movie.
Did you? I know you've seen Captain America: Civil War. First impressions of Tom Holland, were they good?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job.
I just didn't feel like it was Spider-Man, and maybe it's just because it was such a small sample size. Living in an apartment, Aunt May being 40, which actually makes more sense because 18-year-old Peter Parker, what the hell is he doing with a 70-year-old aunt?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It makes no... that lady literally had one foot in the grave. Death has knocked on her door once or twice.
I mean, I'm sold just because he's closest to the real age Peter Parker is. I mean, obviously he's younger than
but
Tobey Maguire.
I don't
when he did it.
like when people say that because I feel like Peter Parker is Spider-Man for multiple years, so it might be closer to the age he is when he starts. But even if you go back to the Spider-Man animated series, which a lot of people love, he was college age then. He was right around Tobey Maguire's so-called age. You know what I mean? I think that's what they went through: graduating high school, going to college. Doc Connors, which never panned out. We see him in 2 and 3, and we're like, we're gonna get a 4, and then they're like, fuck off, fans.
Did you see the plans for 4?
No.
The leaked storyboards?
What were the plans?
Vulture was going to be in it, I believe.
He's old, right? And he can take people's youth. That's what they did in the story arc in the animated show.
That's the rumor that they're going to do for the movie too, is Vulture.
I don't really like Vulture as a character. I mean, he's fine. Everyone is like Carnage and what the hell's the other guy's name? Venom. When people say Spider-Man, they fucking want Venom, and I don't get it. Venom's fine. I don't really even consider Venom like a bad guy. Do you?
He's kind of like an anti-hero.
Exactly, an anti-hero if anything.
Michael Keaton's rumored to play Vulture.
Michael Keaton is amazing. He should be in everything.
When it comes to...
Oh, hey, Steve.
Oh, hi.
When it comes to Venom, he always was a villain. It wasn't until the New 52, or I guess not New 52, that's DC. It wasn't until recent comics that he really became an anti-hero, and they're really going to push for that in this upcoming movie that they're going to be doing with him.
No, I just don't want to see Eddie Brock anymore.
But,
No, you don't want to see Topher Grace anymore.
He did leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Venom was conceptualized as a villain, and I'm one of those people that personally...
I know,
He was my favorite villain of all time until The Dark Knight, and then the Joker kind of retook that back for me. But growing up as a little kid, Venom was always my favorite.
Steve, I don't know if you knew this, but when I was saying those people that complain about Venom, I was thinking of you the entire time. So, Batman. So, if we ever got like a more retro Batman in movies, not saying it's going to happen. They've kind of gone back with the Batfleck kind of look to where it's a little closer and not necessarily just pure armor like the
I don't know, when the
did.
DCEU fails in like 6 years, we might. So we'll see.
But I'm just saying, if they ever came out with like
don't reboot it again.
If they ever came out, well, Batman will always make money. That's why. It could be garbage and it will always make money. But let me ask you a question. To pass here, would you want to see Batman Beyond be a live action movie, that universe where Bruce Wayne's old and someone's taking over? Or would you be more interested in maybe a more modern, like Adam West Batman, where it's kind of like Jumpin' Joe Willowitz Batman, but like better, like just that kind of Batman?
Batman Beyond.
I'm shocked they haven't done it yet.
I don't know why they can't just like do a standalone movie. Why does everything have to be connected?
Yeah, I mean, I just recently watched Batman Beyond, and I had forgotten how actually good it is. They have some solid bad guys. Like the main one is what the hell, Blight, I think is his name. Then they have the family. What the fuck is their name? I'm sucking right now.
Like the Royal...
Yeah, the Royal Flush Gang. I think those guys
yeah.
are cool. They have Ink, which is pretty cool.
I like Ink.
And then the only other one that I could really think of is the guy, the Shriek.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, they make some pretty solid ones. And even if they did, like, a Return of the Joker storyline, that would be pretty interesting. I mean, it's been done, like, with the animated movies, but let's face it, not a lot of people watch animated movies, especially of our age group. I mean, definitely me, but, like, if you reintroduce it in a film format, you're telling me people wouldn't necessarily be interested in it?
I think that it would be good as long as they did what the show didn't do and actually have Terry McGinnis train and develop his skills. He's just like, oh, I'm gonna be Batman now.
I do agree that, and he's just as good too. Like, I do agree with that. Like,
He beats the
100%.
Joker.
It's like a Luke Skywalker thing where he just like picks up a lightsaber. He's like, I'm
even worse.
I'm gonna go kill the biggest Sith of all time now, easily. I mean, he gets his ass whooped in Empire, but within a year, he beats his ass. Superman, last thing I want to touch about. I know we've kind of gotten off topic, but hey, it's Topical Thursdays. Who the hell knows what will happen? But Underpants, Superman in the new DCU, if that's what you want to call it.
I think it's DCEU.
What's EU?
Extended Universe.
Oh, well, that's dumb. In the new DCU, Superman, Henry Cavill's character, they got rid of the underpants, and I know a lot of people don't really like him as Superman because I know Brian, who's the biggest Superman fan I know. He's not here right now. He hated that adaptation. But do you like the fact that they kind of redesigned the costume a little bit and they gave him more of like a... I don't even know what kind of texture it is, but it looks like it would be really fun to like run your hand across.
Run your hand across his pet.
No, I'm not saying he. I'm not saying he has to be in the suit. He doesn't have to be in the suit. Just saying. But do you like how he has no undies? Now talk about. This is gonna sound weird, but talk about bulge. Jesus, they gave that guy in that fucking movie like.
Could be the cup though.
Superman doesn't need a cup. If Batman isn't wearing a cup and Superman is wearing a cup, that tells you everything you need to know about Batman versus Superman. Batman will win every day.
Honestly, until we've brought this up, I never even realized that he didn't have
The
underpants on.
It's just all blue.
It's very traditional, like Christopher Reeve Batman, Dean Cain Batman, if you grew up in the 90s, like I did. I always hated the yellow S on the cape, too. I fucking hate that. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
It's awful. Just have the cape be a cape.
Yeah, it's more of a clean-ish look. I mean, the textures are more rugged, and I like that. And I did like the Superman Returns outfit where it was like little S's on the little S, and that was more of a throwback to the Richard Donner films.
I liked Superman Returns costume. I just didn't like that it was maroon. It's definitely not red. It's definitely maroon.
But I do like this costume better, though.
All right, Mike, that's enough. Everyone, last rounds. We're going to wrap it up. Let's go around. Best Superman, or best superhero of all time. Go.
Of course, Batman.
Go.
I'm going to go with Captain Boomerang.
Why?
Shazam!
Gerald?
Iron Man.
The best those are all wrong answers. The best superhero is the Great Saiyaman from Dragon Ball Z because he does awesome poses and he's fucking stupid.
Shut the hell up.
Alright guys, thanks for checking it out. We'll be back next week with a brand new Topical Thursday. Brian's not here. Steve, Mark, Gerald, for them, I'm going to say goodbye. Make sure you check out the Facebook, the YouTube, and we'll be back with a new season next month or the month after. We don't know yet. Goodbye.
And wash your underwear.